Hello, Matrix, and welcome again. Today we are starting a new section, which is probability. So I want to go through a few terms. This is the notation. When you see P in brackets A, this means the probability of A happening. If you see P in brackets B, that means the probability of B happening. When you see P of A and this upside down U in B, this means probability of A and B. Easy to remember because the upside down U or this A just looks like the A in and. So just probability of A and B. And then when you see the U, it's A union B, which just means probability of A or B happening. So we'll go through those in some more detail in future lessons. And then if you see probability of A equals 0.3, what that means is the probability of A happening is 0.3, 30%, 3 out of 10, all basically means 0.3 out of 1. So probability is always from 0 to 1. So it's a number between 0 to 1. And so when you see 0.3, that means a 30% chance. We'll look at that a bit further. So now what I want to talk about is just independent events. So this video is mostly about independent events. You might have heard this term before, but maybe don't know what it means. Well, let's take some events. So let's take throwing a dice, right? So when you throw a dice, you could get a head or a tail. So the probability of a head, right, is equal to 0.5. Now, if you get a, say you throw a dice, right? You've got either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 happening. So the probability of throwing, say, a 3 is going to be 1 out of 6. Okay, let's actually just put this as 0. So it's 1 out of 2 or a half. So when you throw a head, afterwards you throw a dice. Once you've thrown the head, it doesn't matter what you threw. You could have thrown a tail, whatever. When you throw the dice, it's independent of whether you threw a head or a tail. So these are called independent events. The one doesn't influence the other. And so these are independent events. So what I could say is, okay, the probability of A, okay, so let's call that a head, was equal to a half. And the probability of the 3 was equal to 1 over 6. And because they're independent, I can say that the probability of a head and a 3 is equal to, we multiply them together, a half times a sixth. Okay, so when you get independent events, the probability of them both happening is going to be, you multiply them together. And so you can even say this with, say you throw 2 coins in a row. The probability of throwing 2 heads in a row is a half times a half, which is 0.25. So that's independent events. And so this in the pink rectangle is is your independence test. So very simple. If you are told independent events, you know that P of A and B is equal to P of A times P of B. All right, so next we're going to do mutually exclusive events, and I will see you then. So please subscribe, share with your friends, like all that good stuff, and you'll get notifications on when I do the next video.